Always temptation out there when you're in a relationship. It's so funny because when you're single, there's not much going on. You're meeting people, whatever. But then once you get in a relationship, there's always like, it's weird. It just comes. The temptation just comes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't temptation for me.
Not temptation. What I'm saying is like, all of a sudden, like, you know, I don't know. It's just weird how things happen. You know what I mean?
He means you got your little thoughts around.
No gangs, no prisoners, babe. Look at that. What the hell? They could try, but they'll never take me. What up, what up? Welcome back to Tasty Motive, man. I'm right here with
Crystal XOX.
Crystal XOX. We're just getting some grub right here. I show you guys what it was. We're gonna separate it now and grub it up. Let's talk about relationship advice.
Okay.
You down with that?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you the burger real quick. Double from In-N-Out. Check that bad boy out. Look at that. Man, oh man. Oh, shut this thing up. What the hell? Maybe that should be the thumbnail. That's a good thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, and we got the animal style fries, so.
Got the yellow peppers.
We should ask them for 2 boxes.
Nah, it's alright. You want to use my folder? Just put the folder and then...
Sure, I'll use the folder. I'll put this on top. Like so. Like so. We're going to be talking about relationship advice, guys.
You want this one or this one?
It doesn't matter. And then, look at this bad boy right here. Woo-wee. Alright. So let me go ahead and get a little bite of this real quick. Oh. These are not that easy to eat in the car. At all. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, so here we go.
And ketchup?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You should have asked him for 2 boxes.
Let's go deep in here. Mm.
Yellow pepper.
You can never go wrong with In-N-Out, man. Man. Alright. Mm. You're talking about relationship advice?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to start? How is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That looks delicious, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give your opinion as a woman and I'll give mine as a male?
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be good.
Look at that.
Looks amazing. So you start off first.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about this dressing right here. Right on top of the burger like so.
What kind of advice though we're gonna give? Con what though?
Wow. Whatever you want.
That's good.
Let's talk about a specific subject. Like, let's talk about like arguing over the smallest things. I'm sure that's a problem in a lot of relationships. Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't do it like that, baby.
What?
Ketchup on the fries, I never did that.
That's why I gave you the ketchup.
Oh. So let's talk about like couples and how you argue over the smallest things. What's your point on that?
Well, I think that's normal. When you do argue like that, and sometimes, you know, we're guilty of it. You know, that's just normal. Yeah, everybody is. But you know, sometimes I do think that us women, a lot of us women, we always want to have the last word, or always like to think we're right. But sometimes we're not right, and sometimes a lot of us have trouble admitting our wrongs and not admitting our rights. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's hard, you know. I mean, for some people it's hard. You just gotta work past it. Because if not, it just builds up, and then you get more angry, and you guys are both more angry at each other, and it shouldn't be even that when it's something so small. But sometimes the littlest things could cause a big old disaster, basically, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think emotion gets involved because you love that person. So, like, I think that the littlest thing you could say to somebody could hurt them so much when they love you, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, they talk before thinking. So, what's something that you could do to kind of deter, you know, arguments?
Well, if you're like really upset and you do have your arguments, you know, just to prevent, you know, things being said that are not meant, you know, that are not meaning, that you don't mean, walk away or just go for a walk. Don't stand there and just argue. Do something. If it's meaning for you as a woman to get up and take off, go somewhere, then do it. Because if you just, I mean, if you guys are going to sit in the same room and just go on about the same things over and over, you're going to say some things that you genuinely don't mean. And, you know, and as well as he might say some things that, you know, are very hurtful to you that he probably doesn't really mean. So, I mean, I don't know, just walk away. It's not worth it. Walk away, go to the other room, go outside, go read a book, go for a walk, do something, you know, and then come back later and then try to talk it out. Try to talk about the problem, what could be the solution of the problem.
Well, somebody just pulled up to our right.
They didn't even give us forks, so.
Yeah, it did. Oh, it's up there.
Oh.
You can grab it or what?
No, it's okay.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it?
Mm-mm.
I'll get it. Watch out. I'm gonna get it. What about when there's two people? Not everybody likes to get the last word, but a lot of people do. But what about it when it's two people that want to talk about the same, that want to talk about what about if it's two of the same people that want to get the last word every time? That's always a clash.
Wow.
What if the guy's just like the woman and the woman's just like the guy? Then what? Then what do you do?
Then
It comes down to just maturity level, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta find what works best for you and your relationship to try to, you know, a solution for your problems, you know, and avoid it from trying to like happening again. What's that?
What about what about cheating? She said, right off. Oh, dang it.
Cheating.
It's gonna be a long video. Okay.
I hate when people.
No, we're not. Ketchup.
Want to cheat or like cheat and try to blame their partner for it. I don't like I mean, there's so many people that do it, And especially nowadays, it's the norm, and it's sad. And a lot has to do with a lot of these women and men that make it okay and make the people think that it's okay to do that, when in reality that's not okay. And I can't stand when people try to sit there and say, oh yeah, well, I cheated. Yeah, you know, you gave me the reasons. These are the reasons why I cheated, and these are the reasons why I did it. Like, no, like, it doesn't matter if your boyfriend, girlfriend is doing this or they're not doing that. There's no need to cheat. Then if that's the case, then go ahead and leave.
Why do you think people cheated? Why do you think people do that? Why do you think people, they cheat and stay with the person? Why do you think they don't just do what you say and just leave? Why do you think they continue to be with the person they're cheating with? Is it insecurity?
I think
Is it they don't want to be alone? They just want to have that partner at the house?
I think they're just selfish. That's what they are. They're selfish. They're selfish people.
Uh-huh.
They're really selfish because, I mean, you want to go out and mess around and expect to like come home to your partner and that person find out that you're cheating on them and everything be okay. Like, no, you're fucking selfish. Like, you weren't thinking about me when you're laid up in bed doing this and this and that with this person. You weren't sitting there thinking about me when you were on the phone talking to this person behind my back. So, no, it's not acceptable. Like, I don't care. Like, no, those are people that are so selfish, and maybe it has a lot to do with, I don't know. They're probably just not ready for a relationship. And those are the people that sometimes don't not need to be in a relationship. They need to be by themselves until they figure it out. But nowadays, it's the norm for a lot of people. They think it's okay because a lot of people allow it. And the generation now, they think it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I'm talking to this girl. Yeah, I got my girl. Even like at work, I hear people talking about this and that. I'm like, dude, like, I would never do all that. You know, I hear, oh, this person doing this and that. I'm like, dude, like, no. Like, I had a co-worker the other day. You know, he's gay, mind you, he's gay. And there's somebody at work that's new. You know, I won't go into too much detail. And he was just like, oh, this person's not bad looking. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And then I told him, I was like, you know what, I'm not here for that. I told him, I was like, you know, I'm not here for that. I was like, dude, you know, like, I have my boyfriend, and you know, I'm faithful. I told him, I don't look at people like that or other men like that. I was like, you know, because I'm faithful to my boyfriend at home. He was like, you know, he told me, he's like, oh, you're one of a kind. He's like, because you know what, there's not many people like that anymore. He's like, that's good. And that's sad. That really is sad. You sit there and you really think about that. But I guess this generation, they think it's okay. And it's actually sad to think that they think it's okay and it's the norm. And that means people don't value themselves like the way they should be. And they don't have that self-esteem or that self-love for themselves. And they do what they do. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is that this was bomb as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. I tried to eat slower this time, and let me tell you something. You enjoy your food so much better when you eat slower.
Yeah.
I'm such a fast eater. I would have devoured this in like 5 minutes before. There's so much I'm missing out on by just not eating slower. Taking the time to eat. You actually really enjoy the meal for what it's worth and not what it's just, you know, because I'm a fast eater. Ask her.
Yeah.
I eat fast, dude. You don't get to savor the flavor like I just did right now. Like,
or you don't get to enjoy all the flavoring.
I'm knocked out of the park right now. Jesus, that was good. Woo! That was good. Oh. The whole time she was talking, I was just listening and going in.
Yeah, it's been 60 minutes, huh?
Yeah, I know. It didn't even feel like that. But today was a good day. You know, let's hope that whatever we had done today, we hear some. We're waiting for some news on something, shall I say? So let's cross our fingers.
Keeping good vibes, positive vibes,
and hope that that good news comes to fruition. You know, we can proceed. You know, go through that, proceed. But yeah, I agree with what she said. You know, I don't get like I know there's guys out there who cheat on their girls not once, 3, 4 times, and some of them never even know about it.
And there's women out there that do it too.
Well, yeah, the same thing.
They got their boyfriends at home,
You're done?
yeah. And
You're not gonna finish that?
Go ahead.
No, I don't want it. I'm just saying so I can put that in.
You know, that have.
Can I put this in there?
That have their partners at home, or they're talking to multiple people, or they have their boyfriends, but you know what? I'm not too sure if I want to be with him. So, you know, I'm going to go around. I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to go around and talk to this guy and this guy to see what it is. And then, okay, so then I find out it's not worth it. So, or he's not worth it, or these guys are not worth it, or women are not worth it. So let me go back to my partner. Like, no, that's not okay. Like, you need to be sure what you want. I don't know. People just like to settle.
Nowadays it's just crazy.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get worse.
And there's always temptation out there when you're in a relationship. It's so funny because when you're single, there's not much going on. You're meeting people, whatever. But then once you get in a relationship, there's always like it's weird. It just comes. The temptation just comes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't temptation for me.
I'm saying that's the way it happens in general for everyone.
Not for me, because you know what? If that's the case, then I'll be by myself. There ain't no temptation over here.
Not temptation. What I'm saying is like, all of a sudden, like, you know, I don't know. It's just weird how things happen. You know what I mean?
He means you got your little thoughts around. Okay, so no, and that's the thing. You do. And that's sad. Like, one thing I can't stand.
Some women like to mess with guys from relationships. Yeah. They like to hate. What is that word called? Home wrecker?
They're home wreckers. That's what I can't stand, is if a man or woman, because there's men out there that do it, prey on men or women that are in relationships or in marriages. Like, dude, you need to find a man of your own and, you know, stay in your own lane. Worry about your own self. Like, that's a forbidden apple. Like, what's your problem? Like, I used to call it with my friend. Apple? That's a forbidden apple. Like, go find someone else for yourself. What's your problem? Like, you think because
there's some people that I think they just like doing that. That's just what that turns them on.
What makes you think that? Okay, he leaves you. He cheats on his partner. He actually leaves his partner for you. What makes you think he's not gonna do the same shit to you? I mean, he did it to his partner, and he's been with this partner for this long. Oh, well, he wasn't happy. Obviously, if he was happy, he wouldn't have done it. It doesn't matter, bitch. Oh, sorry.
Man, I have to edit a lot.
It doesn't matter, because you know what? What he's done to that person, he's gonna do it to you. Or what she's done to that guy, chances are she's gonna do it again. Well, people change. Yeah, people change, but no, that's not acceptable still. I don't think so.
Not acceptable?
Nope. And this is why I keep my circle that small, because you know you can't trust people.
Oh, yeah, there's been a lot of people who've been together. Their homegirls sleep with their men.
You cannot do that. That's why I keep my circles.
Sleep with their homegirls.
And you gotta be careful, ladies. Like, you know, with your, you know, I'm not saying not to trust, but you gotta be careful who you have surrounding you and your man, because you know what? These broads.
I agree with that.
These broads out here, or even guys, you just never know. You know, are so quick to turn around your back and snatch up your man, and be like,
and
okay.
your man will go with it.
Yeah, and most men will do it because they don't care, and they don't even think of the consequence sometimes. But that's sad. But you gotta be careful, because these girls, they don't care. They're just, like you said, they really like that.
Girls and guys.
Girls and guys, yeah.
If you guys stay to the end and you want more videos, there's so much you can talk about in relationships. If you want more couple relationship videos that we can give you advice or just discussion in general, type in the bottom of the thing, write hashtag more relationship advice, more, or let's say more couple talk, or just type hashtag couple talk, and we'll know what you mean by that. We'll know that you want to see more of these videos. But just gonna wrap up the video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I enjoyed the meal. It was fantastic. We have such a good day today, and the meal was just like the icing on the cake. So we'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you guys in the next Car Bangs. Your boy Tasty Motive,
Crystal XOX.
So catch you later, guys.
Bye.